Guys, welcome to our 30th anniversary. Come on. I never thought I would see it, I have to say, so it's brilliant. It's brilliant to have the guys as well from Indorus here today. Pissheads. Okay, we're going to have a bit of fun tonight, yes guys? Yeah, because it's a celebration, so that's what we do, we have a bit of fun, okay? You're going to have to wait a wee minute for dinner. By the time I finish my speech, Simon Snoddy, I don't know where he's at, but he's supposed to be doing timekeeping tonight. But he can't even make it on time. That's how bad it is. Okay. We've got a spectacular evening planned tonight. We've got a couple of celebrities in the room. So after dinner entertainment, we're going to do a quiz. So we've got Magnus Magnusson in the room doing a quiz, aka Simon Snoddy. I would tell him to stand up, but I don't even know where he's at. Is he over? Where's Simon? Stand up. All right, Magnus Magnusson. All right, you can sit down now, Simon. You can sit down. So we've got the rickety wheel. Come on, everybody. The rickety wheel. So we've got another celebrity doing the rickety wheel, courtesy of Gary Hutton, another North man down, or North Down man, aka Michael McIntyre. Come on, Michael McIntyre, stand up. I have to say, Gary's favourite expression in the world is, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of magic on this. So he said he's going to sprinkle a bit of magic tonight. I was going to call you Paul Daniels, but that would be inappropriate. So then we've got some spot prizes. Spot prizes, yeah. Very good. Hopefully they weren't jars of soda cream or Clearasil, because they're spot prizes, but honestly the prizes are tremendous tonight, so stay focused, because if you win one, you're winning big tonight, so well done. Okay. So the spot prizes are going to be done by another celebrity, Eamon Donnelly. A.K.A. Les Dennis. So I got Les Dennis. Sorry. Very good. So then we're going to have a wee bit of music. By the time we get all through that, DJ Dancing Queen, we've got our own Melissa. Melissa, she's a dancing queen. Melissa, stand up. There you go. Melissa, you've met your match tonight. You've met your match tonight, because we've got Letitia and Andorra. Look, over there. Yep. Who needs Strictly Come Dancing when we've got all you guys? Yeah. And then the last celebrity, we've got our very own model in the room, Mark McNulty. Yeah. I have to say, every presentation, every video in the place has got Mark McNulty's head in it. We had got some photographs, Mark, that we're going to reel through, and you're more or less in every one of them. So we had to airbrush you out. Okay. Okay, guys, on a more serious note, sorry. Guys. Hello, Melissa. Guys. And a wee bit of a more serious note, in all honesty. Guys, sorry. 2 seconds, please. Just a wee bit. A bit of respect is right. It is. It's okay. Before we go on, there's a few people that can't be in the room tonight because of passing. It's important that we just remember them as well because their memories are important to us. There's a lot of people in the room that have worked with these individuals, these personalities, these people over the years, and we just want to take a wee time out just to remember them, okay? So I've had the absolute pleasure of working with a lot of these guys and knowing them personally over the years, which is actually my privilege. And whilst they're not here tonight, I think we should be remembering them fondly. I know it's pretty sad and morbid, but we've got to look at the positives. So we've got Kieran. Kieran unfortunately passed away then. So Kieran was a driver for Uform. He was a young guy, unassuming and very mild-mannered. He loved his job. He loved to go fishing. He was just a gentleman, a quiet gentleman as well. Reliable, turned up on time. Loved to drive, and his customers and colleagues loved him as well. I would say that about him. And he was taken away too early, to be fair. Okay. Then we've got Colette. Colette, shortly after Kieran as well, worked in customer service. And worked in the rap line as well. Worked in Uform for quite a while. Unbelievably intelligent, very witty, and I have to say I remember her best for keeping me on my toes. I really enjoyed the conversations I had with Colette. I'm not sure she enjoyed them, but... And with Benny Walls. Benny Walls worked in Uform. Yep. Worked in Uform. I remember the big smile, the Aston Villa supporter that he was. The sports enthusiast that he was. Yeah. He never had a bad word to say about anybody. That's what I remember about Benny Walls. Lauren? And then Sean McCloy, while he didn't work, well, he worked in Uform, but he was a subcontractor. But Sean McCloy, he always helped out when things were tough. That's what I remember about him. You could have phoned, he was a driver. He would have done anything at any time. Gary, I know you worked with him closely in Unibase as well. Didn't matter if it was 6 a.m. in the morning or 10 p.m. at night. You phoned him, he was there, reliable, did the drop-off, pick-up, and in 2018 he came in and helped us when the business was suffering, and he wanted to help. Amazing guy. Charlie worked in the Sheffla line in production. Loved his motorbike. Met him in Tesco's, and he was telling me all about what he was going to do in his retirement, etc. So, yeah, he'll be sadly missed too. And then Yvonne, who worked in finance. Nobody got one past Yvonne. Nobody. Hard as nails, but underneath it, she was the softest, most generous person that you could ever meet. And And then Peter Young, we've had such a run with the drivers as well. So Peter Young was a subcontractor. I didn't know Peter because he was in the business way before my time, but I hear a lot of good things about him. Kevin Laverty drove for Uform, unassuming and dedicated. Loved to visit the elk, with many a story, but never a day missed. Never missed a day. No matter what I did with Kevin, he wouldn't take his holidays. Just did not want to take his holidays, and that's what I remember about Kevin and all. And then we've got May and Eddie Donnelly, the DNA that created Uform. I think today they would be super proud to see what we've achieved together, what Eamon and Paul have achieved as well. Very sad that they can't be here tonight, but they're certainly here in spirit. So, I know these guys some of them love to party too, so I'm sure they would want us to have a great night tonight, and I'm sure we're going to have an excellent night tonight. So before we go on to the meal, I would just like to stand up and have a minute's clap for the guys that can't be here tonight. Please. Before we move on, there's a couple of things that I got wrong in the last slide. All right, so hold my hands up. So I didn't mention Steve Davis for a start. All right. I didn't mention Mark Smith and Endures. So apologies. And probably the worst one, really, obviously, Benny Walls and Benny McCusker. I don't want to say anything more than that. Okay, guys? Sorry. Okay, right. We're going to have a speech from our esteemed leader, Eamon Donnelly, founder. But before that, I want to say a few words about Paul Donnelly as well, because Paul can't be here tonight. He was very, very disappointed that he couldn't be here tonight. And we do miss him, but he is part of and was a founder member in Uform. Yeah, so just good. So I would like to welcome Eamon up to the stage. Please give him a round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. A couple of things before we start. I am just glad Brendan Walls is still living. And I'm also very, very glad that my brother's not here in one way, because we're all going to get home early tonight. Sorry, earlier, Paul, we all love you. I'll tell you, and you are sadly missed tonight, I'll tell you. The older you get, the more you have to write down, so I have a few cue cards here to keep me right. It's very, very humbling to actually stand up here tonight, and I feel exceptionally, exceptionally privileged to be part of what I believe is the best company in the whole world. People ask where the hell it all started. I often wonder myself, where did it all start? But it started actually with two people called May and Eddie Donnelly. We grew up in a small village called Newbridge. We're famous actually for having won an awful lot of actually championships in football, despite more than Glen have. And we have only 1,800 wee people that actually live in that wee parish. But honestly, we're blessed to be brought up in a wee social housing estate called Meola View with loving parents, May and Eddie Donnelly. And what I see around me today, they're looking down on us. Big time. I remember myself and my father going and doing a market awareness program with Ledu in 1993 and coming back after one of the coaching sessions that we had and chatting at home in the kitchen with Mummy, and we were talking about values. And the values of this wonderful company started in April 1993 in Mummy and Daddy's kitchen. And those values live true or ring true to this very, very day. People are open and honest. People do show respect to each other. People do work as part of a team. And people do take responsibility for that incredible. Three brothers, one bed for the first 17 years of our life. And thank God we still love each other as much as we did back 41 years ago. And don't ask who's got the biggest feet, for I'm not telling you. I started selling kitchens whenever I was 18. And my brother Paul worked for Panel Productions as an apprentice joiner. And the mother used to say, "You've got Jesus, there's not an awful lot of brains in this old Donnelly family, but there's a whole lot of get up and go in them." So we started our first business in 1986 with a wonderful brand called S&E Quality Wood Products, Sean and Eamon. We sold it in 92 and we formed what's now known as Uform, formerly Oakwood Door Designs. And it all began with a pallet arriving to Daddy's garage. 40 sanded kitchen doors, 570 by 397. I'll never forget it. 20 were actually square and 20 were arched. And guess what? They were veneered centre panels. Some people today would classify them as pure shite. But alas, why did we bring out a square panel and an arched door sanded? Back in the day, solid centre panels, solid timber centre panels were all shrinking. Nobody wanted a solid centre panel door. So we seen an opening in the market of actually bringing a product out that was going to be stable. And we would have actually stained that any colour under the sun. We would have painted it any colour under the sun, which we did. And that's our core competence today. Nobody, and I mean nobody, paints doors better than Uform. Nobody. My father died 9 years ago, and Mum died last May. And my sister, in Mum's will and Dad's will, was granted the holiday home. It was a holiday home in many ways, but the family home. And alas, she brought down from the attic a pilot's case. And in the pilot's case, what you will have seen tonight was many memories that my father was so proud of us as a family. He kept literally every snippet of all our successes. But most importantly, I have the first business plan that ever existed, in Uform. A very, very priceless document. And without Dad, we would not have had this. And I'm going to actually look into this and share it with everybody here from where our humble beginnings really came from. First thing, sales forecast in the first year. This was done in November 1992. Sales forecast was 242,000 with a forecast profit of 35,000 quid. What did we do in the first year? £485,000 and £105,000 net profit. It goes here to capital expenditure, Simon Snoddy territory. To be leased, a panel saw, £4,000. An edge bander, £1,750. A compressor, 800 quid. And guess what? A famous pallet truck at 150 quid. To be purchased outright, this is where we have came from, folks. A drill stand, an air sander, a pressure paint pot, an MPS shading gun, spray booth filters, fluorescent lights, and on it goes, to the sum of 3,800 quid. To be financed by hire purchase, a second-hand estate car, aka our delivery wagon, drove by no better than Mr. Eddie Donnelly. It goes on to say in our little business plan, employment. During the first 5 months, only the 3 partners plus an office girl, added by my father, will be involved in the business. In month 6, the second full-time employee will be engaged with a further worker employed from month 7 onwards. Folks, that is where we have came from. Wow. How humbling is that? We go on through many other things, the usual bank overdraft interest, depreciation, other costs, working capital, trade debtors, and on it goes. Uform was started with a £40,000 investment from the sale of a previous business. 12 partners' drawings. All 3 partners involved in the business from the outset, with Paul working part-time up to month 4 and thereafter full-time. Individual full monthly drawings for each partner are £920. That is the genesis of where we came from. Where are we at today? 30 years on, our combined group turnover cumulatively over the last 30 years is a whopping £507 million. From those 4 employees, we now employ 409 people across our wonderful group. Over the 30 years, we have been in 3 locations. 1 new factory, 1 leased factory, 6 extensions, 300 actually 1,000 square feet of real estate on 11 acres of land. My goodness. Also, over the last 5 years, we've invested over £14 million, 14 million, in capital expenditure, new product introduction, and 49 new ranges of product. Along the way, there was many key challenges. 2009, the group turnover fell from 12.5 million to 9 million in 2011. It was literally squeaky bum time. And some people around this room, without them, we wouldn't be here. Okay? We almost lost the business. We had to cash in pensions. We had to remortgage houses. We had to cash in our savings. We had to beg from suppliers for extensions on payment terms. And Simon and his team introduced vendor managed inventory with a wonderful, wonderful MRP system that rings true to this day and stands as a side to the competition in terms of actually what we can offer with our order fill. And the old saying in life, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And are we stronger? Damn right we're stronger.
Hell yeah!
You're often asked, from 3 culties growing up in Newbridge, what the hell's made you successful? You boys are lucky. You got it handy. Did we hell? Our culture has drove our growth. We live by our values. I've already outlined what our values are. We have a clear mission. We do create aspirational living spaces in people's homes. We don't sell kitchen doors and components. We don't do that. We bring alive people's homes. Be very proud, everybody in this room, because every single person adds value to people's homes. £507 million. How many kitchens, how many homes, how many bedrooms, how many pantries, how many living spaces, how many home offices have we not given people life with throughout the whole of the UK? We do offer the best choice. We do offer the best quality. We do offer the best convenience. We do offer world-class service. We do have a very clear and defined strategy. May not seem like that sometimes. There's challenging times out there at the moment. But by God, we will continue to rise and grow and grow. But what's really, really, really important, what has really made the difference? It's our people make the real difference. I often say, you're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. We're blessed to be the sum of 409 people. Everybody, thank you. But thank you for your commitment, your hard work, your loyalty, your resilience, your courage. I have never, ever seen a team of people who care as much, and it fills me with pride to see a team of people day and daily who give their all for this wonderful company. And I say again, thank you. It's so gratifying to hear, and again, our wonderful website, and people walking around the factory a couple of times this week. Some comments. I enjoy the people I work with. I really love being here in Uform. There's a real positive culture in Uform. I've made lifelong friends in Uform. There's a really happy team of people. Uform care about me and our community. There's a really collaborative culture. We support each other. Paul and I and Dad are so proud of our collective achievements. Go Team Uform! Go Team Uform! And for me, personally, I'm nothing without this woman sitting over here. You've always been there through thick and thin. Your undying love, your presence over the last 38 years of her life, your loyalty, your support has been unwavering. I love you to bits. I know I've been a hard man to love sometimes because of actually all the challenges at work. But a heartfelt thanks, sweetheart, for being the kind of a friend that I can always rely on. We've had a few people who always looked out for us over the years. And I'll tell you now, I'm going to invite to the room a few people to share their stories with Uform and Honduras. Our friends on the other side of the border have made us strong. They've made Uform great in what they do. Okay, and I'm going to ask a few people. Our first ever employee, aka Martin Gribben, the long-haired rocker. And I'm going to say, aka Martin Gribben, grubber, 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 go, go, go! And I'm going to invite a couple of 3 people here to say a few words about their journey over the last number of years in the Uform group. Martin, tell a funny story or two, because if you don't, I bloody will. Come on, get up, stand up and give us a free story.
Jesus, guys, I've been caught in the hop. This man phoned me this morning, but he didn't tell me this. Talking about the good old times, he didn't say I was being called up. Cheers, Eamon.
Thanks, Martin.
Guys, what I had to say, I think 34 years ago, I think I started working when it was S&E.
15 years of age, yeah.
I left school when I was 15. And I had worked in the spare room by Paul, and Paul was just a worker at the time, like he wasn't a boss. And to still be here 34 years later, what he says, like the commitment that Eamon and Paul has given to me and give me a long life job. I'd like to thank them.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very much, applause. And I say that for everybody who's got a job from them. But there's a couple of stories I think over the years that could be quite funny. But I'm not going to mention a lot of them. I think I'll leave some to Eamon. But I think one of the good times I caught actually Eamon out one time was, remember the time we got the doors in from Spain?
Yep.
The old Paris Chestnut,
yeah.
Which is one of the best sellers in Ireland at the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And of course, we had a forklift that had no brakes. We were in Bly at the time. And poor Eamon happened to be standing, happened behind one of the pallets as I was unloading this crazy forklift like you done, with no money to fix the forklift. And Eamon sort of happened to get foot got caught in one of the toes, and I think he took the toenail off him and ruined his good shoes. The moral of the story was Eamon wasn't worried about his toe. All he was worried about was his brown shoes. Well, guys, just to let you know where these guys came from, when I first went to S&E, they did literally nothing. And I mean whenever they moved out of the office on the floor, I think you'll mind this, remember the wee 2 rooms behind the chippy?
Yeah.
You took them on as an office.
Yeah.
And you drove was a Datsun
Cherry.
yeah. Wee blue one.
Yeah.
And we were putting the carpet on the floor, and me and Paul was there that night doing that. And Eamon happened to turn around and say, guys, they're eminence, them carpet, they'll do me for mats for the car. That's where these guys have come from, guys. A big round of applause where they're at today. Thank you.
And you know someone, there's a person around Uform, and he's always very happy. Who would it be? There's a cryptic clue there. There's a cryptic clue. Who would it be? Hey! John, come on up and say a few words.
I sort of wish now I was drinking tonight. Well, I remember my first day, we were in Oakwood Doors. And Grubber, you'll mind this. First tea break, sitting in the canteen. Next minute, get hit between the eyes with a bit of tinsel. Remember that, Grubber, aye? No, but I must say, I've known him in a long time. Me and him actually went to attack together 40 years ago.
41 years ago. Yeah.
41, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, 41 years ago. Geez, we're getting bloody old, boys, huh? You know what?
You're not old, John. You're as old as you feel.
Oh, I'm old. I feel it tonight, let me tell you. Feeling under pressure here. As people probably know me around Uform, I'm never usually stuck for words, but I'm sort of feeling it here tonight. You should have had a formula. No, but I worked for my brother Jim, and a man Eamon called me one day, and he says, would you want this working for me? And I said, yep, because I was fed up travelling. We were in Cork, all over, and I was just got fed up travelling. So I started, when did I start?
94, 95.
What was right that, was it? Look, I'm here far too long. Well, I've actually, I left a couple of times. There was a couple of things. But I come back. You always think the grass is always greener, but in all fairness, it's not. So this is probably my longest stint now. I'm back now 11 or 12 years. It's a good job getting near retiring age. But I can't think of anything else to say, folks, other than that me and Eamon have known her a long time, and we've been through a lot of things to attack. I'll not mention them, it's all right, don't worry about it.
People often say, what's your legacy? You know, the legacy is happy people who are productive people. There's so many people from Honduras and Uform that has actually, you know, made everybody's life better. Yes. You know, we are so privileged, so privileged to have the people that we have working for Uform. Anya shared a story with me this week. I'm not going to repeat it. As many people have done. Davy Kennedy, there's so many people. They could go around the whole room. Everybody in this room are experts at what they do. Everybody. And an entrepreneur is not an asshole. An entrepreneur is not a person who knows everything. A true entrepreneur cares about their people and understands what they're absolutely shit at. And they surround themselves with good people who are experts at what they do. And what I say to you, every single person in this room is hats off to you all. Because every single person is a cog in a very big wheel. And a wheel that's got bigger and is going to get even bigger. Thank you. Our future is very much in safe hands. We've got an exceptionally highly committed, capable workforce. You make us stand out from the crowd, you really do. You really, really do. Thank you again. We have a platform and an infrastructure for the first time ever in Uform's history that can deliver £150 million worth of revenue. Wow. Wow. There's huge, huge opportunities to expand, particularly in the UK mainland. We have 9% of the market there. We need to get to 12%, and we will get to 12% with all the investment we put in place. We need to take company buying accounts to over 2,000 over the next 4 years. Will we do it? Yes, we will do it. We have the ability to continue to invest. Everybody knows that Cardinal Capital and BGF have invested in the company. Both those companies have a £3 billion balance sheet. £3 billion. They will back winners. What are we? Winners! We're continuing to actually move the space, a new product. We're into bedrooms, internal storage, and there's so much more that we have on the table that we're assessing and evaluating. We have the opportunity to acquire or merge with other businesses. We will continue to stay innovative. We are a fashion industry-led business. And I'm going to end up with, have the most fantastic night, people. You deserve it. You deserve it. We've lost a few wonderful people along the way. People who have actually made us who we are. The people in the room will continue to make us who we are. Eddie and May Donnelly, I hope to God we have made you proud. We love you and we miss you every single day in our lives. I hope, Daddy in particular, you're proud. And I'm going to end with a Maslow quote. You will either step forward into growth or you will step back into safety. What do you think we're going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We will focus on continue to invest and grow across the company. The only way is upwards and onwards. Thank you.
Eamon, you're absolutely right. The business is about the people in the room. Grubber, we've talked about you enough. Davy Kennedy. I don't think anybody knows you, Davy, but you might have to stand up here, you know. So come on, Davy, get up. Get up, Davy, get up. Sean Hagan. Go, Sean. Get up. I can't see you. We can't see you. We know you're over there. Michelle Doyle. And the guy I probably have to apologise most to, Brendan Walls. Where's he at? And big Cornelius. Cornelius. Who is Cornelius? Doogie? Damien Dugan? I only know that because it says it's in his passport and I had to book him a flight. Oh, I'm being told to wrap it up. The Honduras guys. 5 employees here today in Honduras, that have been here. I don't know how long they've been here, but they've been here a long time. Because it doesn't tell me. But we've got Patrick Longwell, Damien McIntyre, yes. Benny, who tried to feed me a load of crap earlier. And Martin Gribben, you've had your limelight. So. But in all honesty, and a certain amount of sincerity, this wouldn't be possible without the DNA you talked about, Damon. Yep. Halford left and came back 5 times. Feels like 5. So, in all honesty, Eamon talked about the DNA, May Donnelly, and Eddie Donnelly, and it's true. It takes entrepreneurial spirit. 30 years ago, someone had to grasp the nettle and be brave enough to take the first steps into the unknown. Eamon talked about steps backwards and forwards. But in all honesty, the vision and drive was in abundance as the journey continued. But entrepreneurialism takes a lot more than just vision and drive. It takes determination, leadership, dexterity, commitment, belief, bravery, resilience, risk-taking. Those are only some of the words that I've learned to respect over the years. But it does come at a price. And I think you've recognised that tonight, Damon. And that's why very few of us would ever want to take that step or have the ability or the traits required to take that step. So, well done, the guys. Well done. I know the hard times. I know that they remortgaged their houses, cashed in their pensions, we sold everything in the business. And there was a time that I said to him, Eamon, we need to close the place. Don't cash in your pension because you've got no future if you cash your pension in. But they went and did it. They went and did it. Such was their commitment and belief in the business. And that's entrepreneurial spirit. So we wanted to give you, and Paul, unfortunately, who's not here tonight. We thought long and hard, the committee that set this up, today. So we thought long and hard of what we would give you. So there is a token from all the employees. So this was kindly painted by Linda Murray. Linda, stand up. Linda, stand up. Stand up. Yeah. And what it represents is an oak tree. Because of the doors, the history of Oakwood doors, there's 30 rings in it. There's 2 of these, both for Paul and Eamon. So you can hang them in your house. Eamon. So we've got another gift as well. We've got 2 oak sapling Anybody that knows Paul and Eamon will know that they've got a massive, I think, 4 acres of land. Is that right? Or maybe 5, not sure. So what we thought we would do is we would get you 2 sapling oak trees that you can plant, and you could watch them grow together. A bit of competition, I have to say. I hear Paul's a better gardener. So, guys, thank you, Doris, for making the wonderful frames as well. I think they must have been sprayed at Uform, but no, I'm only joking, Grubber, only joking. Oh, the frames are absolutely fantastic.
That verifies that there's definitely a stained range of ash coming into the next product portfolio.
Rosie, come on. Rosie, come on. Give Rosie a round of applause. Come on. She says, thank you for this. Right.
You know, I don't
Please.
think that I'm like
A lovely bunch of flowers. We know how much support you have given us behind the scenes over the years. So, amazing. Get the Marigold-Gro out for the oak trees. Yeah. Get them planted.
Yeah.
No. Can't sit down. We do really wish Paul and Anne had been here tonight. I think we should give them a round of applause, Paul and Anne, as well. Before we go on to the quiz with Magnus Magnusson, aka Simon Snoddy, or aka Simon Snoddy, Magnus Magnusson and the whale, I'd like to thank the committee that put this all together. I'd like to thank IT, who didn't screw it up. Great job. I'd actually like to thank the Denadri as well. You guys have been brilliant. The food was amazing. Thank you. Well done. And I hope that gets us a wee bit of discount next time. Just that wee thank you, but we'll get on with it. Okay.
Evening, folks. One more special presentation. Simon, he had never blown his own trumpet, but he's been with us for a fair part of the journey, and probably the most important part of the journey, 15 years. I remember him starting in procurement. I remember thinking, here's a strange, quirky little individual. I wonder what will happen to him. But he's here. He's here tonight. He's our CEO. We wouldn't be here without him. We've got a great future with him. We're very, very privileged to work with him. And I'd just like to thank Simon on behalf of everyone here for all the effort he's put in.
Right, Magnus, get the quiz started. Come on. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Have an absolutely wonderful evening. Come on, Simon.
Guys, before we start, I was caught in the hop by Eamon Donnelly, by the way, I was through up here. But I would like everybody to stand and give a toast to Eamon and Paul Donnelly. And I used to call Old Eddie, who's up in heaven, hopefully, looking down on us after everybody. Stand up and give a toast to them. Good luck, guys.